Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity. Your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane, living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met. Even if you pretend, am I in your debt? I don't owe you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Lies telling you, don't waste it on me. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out.
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight, we're at Daytona International Speedway, and we are setting the field for next week's Fueled Up Daytona 250. night. The race sponsored by National Sim Group. 40 laps will be each race tonight. 2 twin 100 milers. And as you see on the left, our practice times, Mraz quickest. But right now, what's going to matter is qualifying times. We see the flagman waving that checkered flag. And we will get ready for qualifying for the Daytona 250. Who's going to be the first one out on the track? We've got a lot of competitors here tonight. Gary Wells, first car on the track, it looks like. Landon Lacey rolling out behind him. Drivers all getting up speed. Joe Hutchings, familiar name here with the channel. AJ Cruz out there in the 75. Dalton Fredericks in the number 20. Gave a great effort last week to try and win the Clash at North Wilkesboro. Here comes Jason Blaney in the number 22. Quentin Clark in the number 94. We got a lot of drivers out here getting their qualifying laps over. Looks like almost everybody out there right now. Andrew Russo. Let's take a ride along with Andrew. Lamb, first car to set a qualifying lap. Joey Lamb, the number 18, with a 49.66. Andrew Mraz, top speed in practice right now, top speed in qualifying. AJ Cruz in second. Michael Mueller now moves up to that third spot. Joey Lamb bumped all the way to fourth. Michael Spengler, fifth quick right now. Scott Wise in the Toyota. Sixth spot, Scott Stockel in that number 5 ride. In seventh, Joe Hutchings, there he is, 8th spot. Jay Gimbel in 9th. And rounding out our top 10 right now is Bennett Cowdermarsh. Most everyone has set their first qualifying lap. We still have a few. We've got 36 on the board, 37 now on the board with a few left to go. Dalton Fredericks 20th quick right now as Anthony Handley moves up to second spot in that 88. Andrew Moore Jr. into 9th spot. Wesley Jeanette 14th quick. Jake May, last week's winner, 16th quick on the board right now. Eric Hegdahl in the number 11. He's 17th quick. And Jim Thorndike crosses the line, number 59. He'll take the 20th spot for now. Cody Bullock in 29th quickest, now 30th. As Brayton Laster moves up to the 14th spot in that pizza car. Fantastic paint scheme. Brayton Laster, 14th quick right now. Kyle Zimmer in the 25, 20th. And Enzo Haiseta, 40th fast on his second lap, moves up to 19th. Joe Torres had a nice conversation with Joe this week. Made mention last week we was talking about paint schemes, and I said I'm particular to the 3 because big Earnhardt fan, and I run the 3 whenever I race. And he, but I said his car, I couldn't like it because it was a Ford. Well, he sent me a picture this week. He said I'll be running Chevys from now on, so I gotta root for the number 3, Joe Torres. Let's see where he gets around on his first lap. Oh, and time expires. Torres not able to put down a lap time, waited too late. And we will grid for the first round of these twin 100s. Mraz going to be in the first one, it looks like. And we will get ready to go through the grid. To wait for the rest of these guys to log in here. We'll get a look at our first heat, our first of the twin 100s. 21 competitors in this first race. And your pole sitter, Andrew Mraz in the number 4, your pole sitter for race number 1. Outside pole, AJ Cruz in the 75. Joey Lamb will roll off in 3rd spot. The number 18, Scott Wise in the 33, he'll start 4th spot. Andrew Moore in the 77, he'll start 5th. Jay Gimbel in the number 1, he'll start 6th position. Starting 7th is Jason Blaney in the 22. Starting 8th spot is Wesley Jeanette in the number 74. Jacob May in the number 10, he'll start 9th. Rounding out our top 10 is Enzo Haiseta in the number 50. On the second half of the field, Kyle Zimmer will lead them off, 25, he'll start 11th. Jim Thorndike in the 59, he'll start 12th position. Hunter Brown in the 24, he'll start 13th. Rolling out 14th spot is Mike Campeggio. Simon Grills, the number 8, he'll start 15th. John Tiller beside him, starting 16th. James Fox, Garrett Fox will be starting in the next spot. In 17th, James Fox in 18th. Brandon Browning in the 19th starting spot. Dakota Bailey will start off 20th. And rounding out the first of the twin 100s, Joe Torres at number 3 was trying to get his qualifying lap in and did not get it in time. He'll start shotgun on the field, and as we come around, getting ready to go green. Let's take a look at tonight's race info here at Daytona International Speedway. 71 degrees is the ambient temperature, 73 degrees on the track temp. This is a 2.5 mile track, so a lot of drafting, super speedway racing. I raced a super speedway race earlier this week, and I've got to say the runs in this car, you get some massive runs and you can really hit the car in front of you. The more cars there are in line, the better it is for those runs and for the pushing. So expect a lot of side-by-side action in this one. Wait for that pace truck to pull off. Green flag, we're underway in the first of the twin 100s, sponsored by National Sim Group. Andrew Mraz leads us down into turn 1. Look back from the lead car. Lamb now heads the outside line, trying to get a move. He may move all the way to the back as he heads out to the third lane, and he's dropping Joey Lamb to the back. 75 jumped up with him. Looks like they're going to go to the back together. Brass will lead lap number 1. Andrew Moore right behind him at 77. Two by two all the way through the field. The first 3 cars have a little bit of a gap, but they have at least gotten single file, as you see there. The race right now for 4th spot, that outside line trying to get some momentum. Jake May leading that group. The 25 of Kyle Zimmer right behind him. Looks like a lot of these drivers want to take it easy. Now this is open setup, so these drivers have been working on their cars all week long to get the best drafting car that they can get. Torres, who started shotgun on this field, has now moved all the way up here to this 10th position, now 9th. Out there in that outside lane, so a big move for the number 3 of Torres. Oh, as they go around, one of the outside wall, Torres involved, the 74 of Jeanette and the 33 of Wise. They go sideways, 2 in the back, sliding sideways. The 6th, Dakota Bailey. We stayed green, now we're under yellow. And a couple of crashes there. It started right up in front of the 3, which we were watching Torres there. The 33 of Scott Wise has to tow, so that will put him back in the back. He's going to need some caution to get back onto the lead lap. So in this replay, we're going to have to back this up. No, I think we can go up and see. The 74 is already in the wall at that point. Let's see where this exactly starts. Oh, there looks to be a bit of net code. The 33 did come down, but a little bit of net code as it sends the 74 sideways and up into the 33. They're all trying to save it up here. 74, was not going as fast as the 3 there because he was sideways. So the 3 tags him in the rear. The 8 gets involved, and then a hard hit to the driver door of the 33. 74 right there, one that nosed it into him. 74, another big hit. You see the 33, that's why he had to tow. You look, the front tire, get a good look at it here when he hits this outside wall. That toe link is broke. The right front. Then the 6, I think everybody was checking up, trying to avoid these 2 in front of him. Got several cars in the pit lane, but yeah, and the 24 just tags the 6 and sends him right around. Everybody gets back going though. No real harm except for the 33 and the 74, the 2 with the most damage there. Several cars stayed out. Looks like the 50, the first car that pits, Enzo Haceta, top 6 stayed out. Everybody else went in to at least get fuel. Jay Gimbel in the 1 car. in 8th spot right now. He pitted. Jason Blaney pitted, and Brandon Browning. They'll round out your top 10. Your top 6 that stayed out is Andrew Mraz, who's led, I believe, every lap so far. Andrew Moore. Jake May in 3rd. Kyle Zimmer in 4th. Garrett Fox in 5th. And James Fox in 6th. All those drivers staying out on this first caution. Wise still in the pit lane. We'll have to see if he's able to get back going. It's going to be at least a 2-minute tow. He's going to fall. It looks to be at least 2 laps down here. So without caution, it's going to be difficult for Scott Wise to get back onto the lead lap. Lights off on the pace truck. Field getting caught up. Some drivers back down to top off with fuel. Both of those cars drove through their pit. Not seen that before. Synchronized. Brandon Browning's going to be the first one off with those mistakes from those 2 drivers, Blaney and Gimbel. Browning will get out first. Blaney behind him. Gimbel, Thorndike, all coming off the pit lane. Joey Lamb, AJ Cruz, and Simon Grills. Andrew Mraz going to lead us off for the 2nd time here tonight. See if anybody's got anything for him here tonight. The 3 of Torres might be in the pits. He may have logged out after that one, not sure. Yeah, Torres not in the session, so not sure what kind of issue there may be there. The green flag out. And we're underway as they get through the restart zone. We'll see if they get single file. Wesley Jeanette, who had damage on that race car, he's going to lose the draft here already. Andrew Moore in the 77 trying to lead the outside line. Oh, and Blaney with a big jump down to the inside. This outside line just having a hard time. You got to really push in these cars to make any type of ground. Almost like a tandem draft back in the day. '25 squirrely through the corner, able to hold on to it. Rouse out front, Jake May right behind him. Garrett Fox in 3rd as a 77. Andrew Moore starting to gain a little bit of ground on that outside line. He's gotten up even with the 58 of James Fox. If we do have green flag stops, it'll be interesting to see if anybody takes tires or they feel like their car is handling well enough. So the 58 tries to get in front of the outside line, and the outside line just sends him back in the middle. So the 58 of James Fox taking a trip backwards now. He'll get back into the bottom line, but he'll go from 4th spot to 12th. Some of these drivers up in the outside line looking to try and get to the bottom. The 25 gets down there. We may have a single file line before long. There comes somebody up to the outside line. They'll dip back in. That's the 59 of Thorndike that's jumped out there. And that outside line now dropping like an anchor. And the 77 or more will jump down to the inside. And some more down. Looks like we're going to have a single file line here in a minute. The 59 of Thorndike still on the outside, but no help, as he's going to drop back to at least probably 13th at best. And he'll jump to the inside in that 13th position. Two cars still on the outside. The 18 of Joey Lamb. But Thorndike tries to get back up there to get this outside line moving. 75 of AJ Cruz also out there. Both the 18 and the 75, their roof numbers are upside down. Looks like we're going to be single file here. With Andrew Mraz leading all these laps, his fuel is going to be way less than anybody behind him. We know only 6 drivers stayed out on that last pit. So if we could go green for a while here and we get to green flag stops, expect Andrew Mraz maybe pitting by himself, as he'll probably be at least 2 laps shorter than the 5 cars behind him, and about 8 or 10 laps shorter than every car behind 6th. That outside line back there still trying. Right now led by that 59 of Thorndike. With only 3 cars, there's just not enough to make a big run. They are making slight progress. The 6 looks like he wants to jump up there and try and ride that wave, but I don't think he's going to get up there quick enough. Thorndike now back up to 7th as his outside lane starting to move. A bump from the 18 as he tries to get that momentum going back forward. And that'll do it. Outside lane gaining a few members. This outside line only as good as their best pusher. Oh, and the 18 around. Just as we were talking about him needing to have a good push. And he is around. See if we can see what happens. We're going down the backstretch. Gets a bump from the 75. Oh, the 18 into the 59, just nowhere to go. And the 75 just drives through the 18 and pushes him right into that outside wall. One of the main rules of restrictor plate racing is you can't push the pusher. And this is why we're seeing exactly why right here. As the 18 with just nowhere to go. Take a look this time from the 75. See what he saw. I mean, I'm sure he can't see the car in front of him, but it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much. I think most of his damage come from the 58 there, who got sent through the grass. Now, let's see. Some cars stay out. Top 6, 7 cars will stay out. Jake May, the first one into the pit lane. He's going to take tires. Cruz will have to come down and get some damage repaired. Gimbel in there getting a set of tires. Garrett Fox. Everyone got tires because Jake May's the first one off, and he got a set of tires. We were right at about halfway. Might be surprised to hear this, but I think tires are going to matter. These cars, after a while in the pack, especially if you're running the bottom line, you tend to get a little bit tight. And you want to push up in the center of the corner. And if there's a car on the outside, that's certainly a dangerous mixture. So if you can have a set of tires and not be getting tight on the long run, you can really slice and dice your way up through the pack and make the moves that you want to make. Right now, Mraz still out there, hoping that these caution laps are going to be enough to make it to the end. As we take a look at the pit strategy, Mraz, the only car, no, Mraz May just pitted. We'll see those guys reset here, but Mraz, the only car to stay out for 19 laps right now, as everyone else has pitted at least once, actually more. Andrew Moore in 6th spot, also yet to make a pit stop. Mraz has led every lap so far. Can he keep it up? Can he lead every lap? Just goes to show how much track position means. We've not seen the outside line take the lead at all tonight. You got to wonder, you know, is that something with the setups? We know this is an open setup league. Do we need to wait for, you know, somebody with a certain setup to get up here in the second position on the outside to really have a chance to pass Mraz. We know he's got a good setup. Pace truck off. We're getting ready to go. Green flag racing again. And Mraz leads us off. Caution already. The 75 involved. 75 and the 74 go around. Caution on the restart. Oh, wow. Not sure what happened to the 74, but something went seriously awry on the 74 and just out of nowhere goes completely sideways. Yeah, it looks almost like his transmission quit working or he went back to first. Looks to me like he downshifted. See gear 2 on the dash. Well, maybe not. He went down to first later. Something happened with the shift because he went really red, maxed it out almost. I still think it's a misshift. I think he went down instead of up, and that just shot him around sideways is my theory here. As he goes around, there's nowhere for the 75 to go. We saw the 3 of Torres back out there. He must have had some sort of connection issue. So Jeanette back out there again. After an issue on the restart. We've now caught the pace car, the pace truck, and we'll continue around. The 18 of Joey Lamb gets the free pass right there. And that'll put him back on the lead lap. Still trying to have a fighting chance in this one. $18 to go. We'll have 17 to go as we pass. Mraz might be choosing the outside line here. Lights off on the pace car. We've got a question of where's Brayton. Brayton's in the second of the twin 100s. He is not in this race. Once this race is over, we'll immediately start the second of these twin 100s. It's like the Daytona duels in real life at the beginning of the NASCAR season. One race will set the inside line, one race will set the outside line. So Brayton will be in that next race. Mraz choosing the outside here. That's an interesting decision. We've seen him do so well from the bottom line. Choosing the outside to try and be with his teammate Jim Thorndike. You see the identical paint schemes, the Riot sponsored cars. Leading us off again, Andrew Mraz, teammate right behind him. Pace truck off. Green flag, we're underway again. 16 to go here in Daytona. Mraz gets out front, and those two timed it just right as now Jim Thorndike, who had dropped all the way back to 13th position at one point, is now into second spot right behind his teammate, which is exactly where he wants to be. Thorndike out front, Bailey right behind. These three actually getting out to a little bit of a lead. Enzo Haceta gonna have to try and run it back down. Brandon Browning in the 48. He's up 14 spots from the start. Now trying to push that 50 to get back up to the top three, and they are successful. And they're gonna get back into a car group now, I believe. Now a 9-car group. And the 12 of Tiller trying to hold on to this lead pack. And he'll shoot to the outside by himself. I don't think that's going to work how he wants it to. Back behind them, Gimbel, James Fox, and Campeggio, who's having some connection issues. They're not quite together enough to catch this front group. Simon Grills up on the outside. These guys are making some headway. The 12 Attila behind him. They got the 25 of Kyle Zimmer on the back. .48 of Browning now pull up in front of Grills. And Browning will need Grills to give him a shove. Oh, they all get a little loose. That's going to kill their momentum. Browning jumps back down, and that bottom line of the 6 goes around off the nose of the 8. Tiller also in the wall going backwards down the front stretch. The 6 stopped on the racetrack. Caution is out here in Daytona. We'll take a look again at that. That's hard to tell if one came up or one went down. Does appear as the as the 8 probably came down a little bit there. Tags the 6 in the quarter. Sends him straight into the wall. The 12 also gets some damage. The 8 comes out of that, pretty good. I don't think he got a whole lot of damage out of that. 6 and the 12 go sliding down the front stretch, backwards, both of them. Like the 75 getting waved around, as well as Torres. And the 6 also. Getting around the pace car. Torres still 13 laps down. And May in the pits, not sure what happened to May there. But he will now, I believe, go 2 laps down. Jake May. Not sure. The Mraz out front. We're 10 to go. I'm sure Mraz and Thorndike figuring out how to plan. This one's the 75, gets another wave around. For AJ Cruz. That'll put him back on the lead lap. If you're these two Riot cars, you know that Mraz gets lane choice. So does he trust Thorndike to let him down? I think that's the question. Do you trust your teammate to let you down if you choose the outside lane? If not, you got to choose the bottom. It looks like he will be trusting, as he's going to pick the outside and let Thorndike pull up to the bottom on the front row. We're going to have 8 laps to go when we go green. So far, nobody has been able to take the lead from Andrew Mraz, and that's an impressive stat if he can lead every lap here at Daytona, a super speedway race. We're about to see things heat up here in the first of these two duels. Who's going to be the one? You know, someone is going to charge up on this outside lane. Someone is going to do it. Mraz is not going to just take this one easily. Pace truck off. Green flag is out. Mraz does get to the bottom. Thorndike lets him in. Isetta now stuck on that outside lane. These two working so well together. It's going to take a real freight train to get around this bottom line. If there is anybody that can even make a charge on the outside. Thorndike on the bottom, staying behind his teammate. Nobody pulling out yet. Way back here, James Fox now on the outside. He gets a little uneasy. He tries to hold that thing straight. He's going to be able to get it going back in the right direction, but a little scary there for a minute. As he'll now dip back down to the bottom. Isetta right behind him. Gimbel now in the one, up there all alone. Single file line for all of the top 10. Will anybody be able to make a move? 5 to go now for Andrew Mraz, who's led 35 laps now of the 35 we've run. I'm sure these top two cars have identical setups. Will Thorndike stick with Mraz all the way to the line, or will he try and pull out and get him crossing the line? Man, when Thorndike pushes that 4, they get a real lead over third place of Blaney. Couple of cars pulled out back there. 48's trying to go with them. The one is moved from 10th spot all the way up to 6th in that outside line. They're getting a little momentum. 4 to go. A lot of cars now up in the outside lane. Now they go back to the bottom, can't decide. Blaney now jumps up there. Mraz with the block. Oh, they hit him hard and he's sideways. Mraz able to get back down in front of his teammate, but Blaney with a head of steam now puts the nose out front here at Daytona for the first time tonight. Only 2 cars up there. Now comes the third. Mraz still trying to block that outside line. Another bump from Blaney. Mraz holds the lead for another lap with 2 to go here. And they have pushed Mraz out to a good lead over Thorndike. With that momentum from the outside line, Mraz blocking left and right. Another bump now in the middle of the corner from Blaney. Blaney with some massive pushes to the inside. Mraz now going to get left out to dry. A bump from Blaney. Gimbel goes around sideways. Somehow saves it. Thorndike into his teammate. Caution on the racetrack. We're going to have a green-white checker. We've got several cars around. We'll try and get the biggest perspective we can get here. The 25 and the 1. I think that's where the caution comes from. The 48 blinks out there for a minute. Garrett Fox hard into the outside wall. I think the 4 is still the leader. The 50 goes around of Hasset, a big contact. The 25 noses it into the wall. A lot of damaged race cars now. That 48 is demolished on the front end. We've not seen the next-gen car really get that damaged as this 48 is here. Well, now it looks like the front bumper's back on it. There for a minute, the front bumper was gone. But you can see that right front, this is it's pretty jacked up. So Mraz is still out front. Somehow able to hold the lead there. You can hear Mraz shutting that car off, trying to save some fuel. And as we noted earlier, he is not pitted. He and Moore both, 40 laps. The Mraz and Thorndike, though, they will still be lined up here. But, man, Jason Blaney, impressive what he's been able to do. We've not really seen the outside line move. And when Mraz got up there in front of Blaney, Blaney pushed him 4 car lengths in front of Thorndike, who was the lead car on the bottom, who had been pushing Mraz. So, impressive from Jason Blaney. We saw him poke his nose out in front of the 4 for a minute. The 4, and he's battling side by side, banging doors. And Jason Blaney must be getting the penalty here. Interesting call. Jason Blaney going to go to the end of the line for causing the caution. And Mraz. So Mraz, who's led every lap, is now being put to the end of the field with a penalty there. So can Mraz and Blaney work their way up together? Those two are very fast race cars. But now this race has fallen into Jim Thorndike's lap. But does he have anybody to work with? He looks all around and there's no Toyotas in sight. An impressive recovery here in 5th spot. Joey Lamb, involved in an earlier incident. They still got some right front damage, but a lot of cars are damaged out there right now. Jim Thorndike will lead us off. Even with that penalty, Jason Blaney's in 11th and Mraz in 12th. I expect to see Mraz pushing Blaney all the way to the front here. As Jim Thorndike will lead us down. Green flag! What should be the final time in the first, the Twin 100s. Thorndike now has to get to the outside line as that bottom lane not moving the way he wanted it to. 77 or more will jump to the bottom. That 9 of Mike Campeggio, we haven't heard much from him tonight. Getting a push big time on the outside lane. Thorndike out front. Blaney trying to make moves. Getting blocked. White flag is out. Thorndike in the lead. Blaney and Mraz not able to make much room or much movement back to the front. There comes Mraz up the middle. When will Moore make his move down the backstretch? A big push. Lamb now moves to the outside. We know he's got nose damage. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move. Oh, a big wreck. Several cars go around. We're going back to the line, the 58 below the yellow line. As they cross Andrew Moore to 77, he will win. The 58 is an interesting move down below the yellow line. But Andrew Moore will pull it off. Mraz, after leading his whole race, will end up in 6th after the penalty, and Blaney back in 8th as we will go into our second duel. That was very intense. Then we get a word with Andrew Moore here. Maybe if we can get the thing to move. Here we go. I think I grabbed the wrong persons. Here we go. Hey Andrew, you got me? Hey Andrew, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yep, how's it going?
Hey man, an impressive finish there. You come home with the win in the first of these Twin 100s. What do you make of that race?
It was definitely a fun little race. Good finish there.
Yeah, a wild finish. How you got around the 59 there on the last lap? What was your strategy coming to the line?
Well, I was just gonna probably stay behind him if we were had an outside line coming. Probably just push him until the finish there, but we had a little bit of a lead and he had a little bit of a wiggle out of 4, so I went for it.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna be starting on the front row next week. Got anybody you'd like to thank real quick?
Torque Wrench Motorsports, Pot Eye Racing, Golf League here. It's a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Great job, and we'll be seeing you next week.
Thanks, yeah.
All right, that was our winner for the first round. And our grid for the second of these duels. Anthony Handley out front, Michael Mueller second, Michael Spengler third, Scott Stockel, Joe Hutchings, Ben Cowdermarsh. Brayton Laster will start seventh in this one. Chris Stange in eighth, Eric Hegdahl ninth, Gary Wells in 10th, Isaac Johnson 11th, Zachary Taylor in 12th. 13th, Dalton Fredericks, Marco Evans in 14th, Andrew Russo 15th, Cody Bullock 16th, Scott Ramler 17th, Mike Robinson in 18th. Rounding out the field, Quentin Clark, Landon Lacey, and Nathan Line. And we are going to get rolling here. Green flag for the second of the Twin 100s. Anthony Handley out front right now, the 88. You see two familiar looking cars. As you can tell, the best setup this week has got to be these Riot cars. The 88 and the 54 look exactly like the 4 and the 59 from our first race. So these cars are very fast as they're going to get in line. Handley will let Mueller down. The end of lap number 1, Scott Stockel in the number 5 will lead the first lap. So Stockel out front, Michael Mueller second. Oh, and a little bump there. Stockel gets sideways. We're 3 wide back here in the middle of this pack. Oh, and there they go around the 14 of Cowdermarsh. Just as we had clicked on his name. Several cars with a lot of damage here on lap number 3 of the second duel. We had just gotten back to Ben here. The 57 sends it up the middle. That's Scott Ramler. Sends the 14 around down into the 13 of Brayton Laster. Laster was okay, I think, until the 11 hit him. Then back into Ramler. I don't think he hit the wall. Several cars still bouncing around the bottom line. There goes the 16 and the 27 around. There's the 13 of Laster. Go back and take one more look at it. So some damage to the 13 of Laster. He'll still have a shot at it. Several cars with damage, so. A lot of these guys still trying to catch the lead group. The 14 with some damage, not able to go as fast as he wants. We'll see if any of the leaders pit. Pretty early caution. I doubt we'll see many of these leaders coming in. Stockel now in the lead. Interesting to see him get out in front of these two Riot cars. They've been so fast. One car out of this one already. 23 of Isaac Johnson has decided to pack it up and head home. He'll come back, try to put an effort together for the 250. Joe Hutchings has moved up to the 4th spot in that number 31. He's got a real small number on his door. Thought about pitting, drives it through the grass to get back out onto the racetrack. He actually might be getting the EOL here. Several cars driving around him as we get ready to go green. No, he'll pull back up to his spot. Must be having a wheel issue or some sort of mechanical issue for the 31 as he will retake his spot. Scott Stockel will lead us off here on the second restart of this one. Michael Mueller in second, Anthony Hanley in third, and Joe Hutchings in fourth. Quentin Clark's up to sixth. Down on the inside is Marco Evans rounding out your top 5. Several cars just now coming out of the pits. They're going to have a time trying to catch back up. You see them off in the distance over in turn 1. This field amped up, ready to go. Pace truck sliding it sideways off the racetrack. Scott Stockel leads us down. Green flag. I think the 88 trying to let the 54 in. Not going to work because the 54 now with a big run. He may have an opportunity to get the lead. Hutchings with a big push. Mueller now out front. This outside line with a lot of momentum. The 54 will move to the bottom, and the 94. Mueller, Hutchings, and Clark all past the bottom line. And I think that was because the 88 was trying to let the 54 in, and I really believe he stalled that whole bottom line. From the roof of Anthony Hanley. He's going to try and make his way back up to the front. We're seeing one car around the 76 sideways. Down on the inside, no caution. As these cars will get back going, we'll see if we can figure out what happened there. Oh, just tagged by the 72. The 76 with nowhere to go. 21 around, as well as the 76, Marco Evans. Still green flag racing, Mueller out front. Hutchings now drops to the back. Quentin Clark will move up to second. It's a 5-car breakaway. Braden Laster giving us some chat from the pits. He's got some damage already in this one. Outside line with a move. That's the 7. Gary Wells on the outside, getting a push from the 20 of Dalton Fredericks, and they are on the move. We didn't see this outside line working a whole lot in the first race. These drivers are packed up a lot tighter. Still not able to make too much headway. Fredericks pushing with all he's got. Has to dip out to get some air on the nose. Looked like he might be overheating. And that's going to cause this outside line to lose that momentum they had gained. This pack reeling in. One of those cars that had spun a minute ago, the 21 of Robinson. Everybody will get by pretty cleanly. 94 and 54 working very well together. When I race, I like to race with the Chevrolet, and I can tell you, racing the restrictor plates, the Chevy nose is not perfectly flat in the front. It's got an angle, and it makes it difficult to be the pusher when you are in a Chevrolet. So we'll have to watch if this 94 maybe gets this 54 squirrely. Seems to be the Fords are the better pusher. The Toyotas probably a little better than the Chevys just because of the shape of the nose. There comes Laster back out onto the racetrack. Lacey up in the high line trying to get something going. Nobody goes with him. He'll start to fall backwards. Single file, the whole front group. And you can see the track map up in the top right of the screen. There are cars all over this racetrack right now. With this lead group in a single file line going faster than anybody else out there, 11 cars in this lead group, they're going to be reeling in these other cars pretty quickly. See how quick they're catching this 14. Will the 14 move to the outside line, or will he hold the bottom? He does go to the outside. And you'll see the difference in speed when you're in the draft and not right there. The two Riot cars separated, got a couple cars in between them. Let's see if they can work their way back together, because you're going to need a teammate to make anything happen. The 52 of Landon Lacey continually trying to get something going on the outside line, but no teammates in this duel with him. He gets down, you know, side drafting the car beside him. It really pulls that car backwards as you see that gap created as he's side drafting the 20. '52 trying to use these lap cars to gain some momentum. So out front right now, I've got Michael Mueller in the 54. Second spot, Quentin Clark in the number 94. Scott Stockel in third. Anthony Handley in fourth. Andrew Russo in the fifth spot. Your biggest mover right now, Quentin Clark, who started back in the tail end of this field. He's gained 17 spots to put himself in second. So don't expect him to stay there in second all the way to the checkered. He's going to make a move to try and get this win. '52 Lacey continually trying to work that outside line, but no help up there as he is all alone. You can see when he does a side draft, he's been side drafting this 20, and pulling that 20 backwards is creating a gap in the middle of the field. Another comment from Enzo Haceta running the first duel. Thank you, Enzo. Hopefully you're having a good night after that first race. Lacey again to the outside, but nobody going with him. When he gets back like this, he gets a massive run, and he'll take it again. Looks like Lacey is going to take every run. Actually, I do believe Quentin Clark is his teammate, or was at one point. So I'm sure those two can work together. Now the 11 jumps out. Eric Hegdahl will jump out with the 52 of Lacey. As this pack starting to catch some more lap cars. See two cars up on the outside. Oh, and they all get involved. The 11 through the grass, 52 able to keep it straight. 76, though, a big checkup from him. Let's see just what happened there. The 57 of Rambler looks like he moved down as the 52 was coming through 3 wide. Now we'll go back live. That 76 of Marco Evans, very damaged, trying to get it back to the pit stall. .52, who was pushing to try and gain spots involved in that incident. Now he's lost the draft. He and the 69 of Michael Spengler trying to work together, but they're not going to be able to catch this lead group. 76 looks like he will make it back to pit lane. It's a lead group now, 7 cars. They're all single file. Trying to get out there and pass a couple of cars. He just needs to make a couple of laps, even though he is well off the pace. But each position you gain is 1 row further up for the start of the 250 next week. Yeah, the 94 is going to make a move at some point. But he is the only Chevrolet in the front group. We've got 2 Toyotas who are teammates. Everyone else is running in Fords in this top 7. As this race so far has been going quite a bit quicker than the first race. Only 1 caution so far here in the second of the Twin 100s. The first race kind of plagued with cautions. And we've not been, shy from adversity here. We've had several cars spin out, but they've spun into an area where iRacing did not throw a caution. That second group way back there, they're all back there making some moves, running side by side. If this group wants to catch the front group, they're going to have to get single file. Lacey is putting it on Michael Spengler's bumper right now. They appear to be reeling in the front group, as they've caught a lot of time there, but Spengler sideways had to lift for a second. We got with this group, they were over 4 seconds behind, and now within 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds now, as they are almost a second a lap faster than the lead group. When they get there, they're going to have a head of steam now 2 seconds back, as Lacey has to dip out and get air on the nose, cool down that race car. Doesn't take much here on iRacing for these cars to blow up. Overheat them for just a little bit, as they have already caught this lead pack. And now with a head of steam, where will the 69 go? To the outside, the 52 follows. Oh, the 69 gets loose. He turns the 52 hard into the outside wall. Caution. All that effort to catch the lead group, and it's all for naught. As you see the toe link, the whole front suspension on the 69 is busted. I think it's the same way for the 52. Lacey's day is done, as he has blown up. You see smoke coming from that race car. A big incident as the 69 with a big run went to the outside, got loose. We'll take a look here from the blimp cam right overhead. You see the 69, he'll snap loose here. Right there. And really a shame for the 52, because he pushed the 69 all the way up here, and if you'll look, these two cars don't even touch. That's a 1.5 feet, 2 feet of net code there. And that is unfortunate for the 52 that he gets caught up when he really wasn't close enough to be involved in that. iRacing does have some net code issues, and that was a big one right there. Let's take a ride with the 69. See him counter steer hard head to the outside wall. These cars almost undrivable when that front suspension broke like that. Those cars all in the pit lane, they're going to go a lap down. I have a feeling the 54 is going to pick the outside line so he can be with his teammate Handley. Nathan Lyon with a free pass. That'll put him back onto the lead lap. So not a whole lot of healthy race cars left to run this one. If you're a NASCAR fan and you watched the Daytona race here a few weeks ago, kind of similar at the end of that one, only about 5 or 6 cars really in contention. Looks like 1st through 7th are really the only cars without damage, as everyone else having to go in and get repairs. So our title contenders here, we've got Michael Mueller. Like I said, he is going to pick the outside lane. Quentin Clark in second, Scott Stockel third, Anthony Hanley will be up there with his teammate. He's in fourth, Gary Wells fifth, Dalton Fredericks in the sixth spot, and Andrew Russo in seventh. .31 of Hutchings looks to be pretty clear of damage, so he may have a shot at this thing. Eric Hegdahl in ninth, and Nathan Lyon, who just got the free pass, he may have a shot at this thing. We'll see. These drivers are in Discord. It's a voice channel app they've got. They communicate together. And I'm sure Michael Mueller right now is talking to the 88 of Hanley, telling him exactly when he's going to go, when he gets to the restart zone. And we will watch from the cockpit of Hanley. Actually, we'll jump up to the roof cam so that we can see this car beside him and see just how good of a restart these two get compared to the bottom line. There they go. You see the 88 is going to try and clear. They can do it. The 94 has been fast all night. That outside lane has some momentum. Can they clear off the corner? The 94 by himself on the bottom. Now the 5 and the 27 get to the bumper. Those two right cars do clear the bottom line, and they will move down. Mueller in first. Fredericks now poking a nose out into second, but Hanley has got the spot. They pass the lap car, the 51. Side by side, the top 8. The 7 of Wells tries to give the 20 a big push, but they have lost momentum down the backstretch. The 88 of Hanley really with a great push down the backstretch all the way through the corner, and has driven this entire bottom line right past the outside. You're the 94 of Clark. You've got to be patient. Even though it's hard, you want to make that move to the outside. You've got to wait for the outside line to get some momentum to push you forward. And right now, this outside line breaking up completely. Everyone abandoning it, going back down to the bottom. The 57 Rambler looks to the high lane. Rambler lap down. Five to go. Coming to the 4 to go at the line. Hegdahl moves up. Him and Scott Stockel up on the outside lane. Nobody goes with them. The 57 and the 16 on the bottom, they're fighting for the free pass. Rambler up to the high line. And he'll stall out the outside line. nowhere to go as they try and get around Rambler. Coming to 3 to go, Mueller out front. Teammate right behind him, the 88 of Anthony Hanley. This outside line going nowhere with Rambler in the front. Someone else is going to have to jump up there to take the lead. There goes the 27 with a look. He'll go up there. The 57 will go around the outside, and that's likely to kill any chance. 57 Rambler now with a side draft from the 94. You have to remember that the 57 is 1 lap down with 2 to go, but he is pulling the 11 up there with him. The 11 sideways there for a second. Mueller in the lead. Hanley still pushing. Clark may have missed his opportunity to get in front of that outside line. He may be stuck in third now as the 11 with a huge push through the corner. He's going to push Rambler out front. The 94 goes around. And that's a shame. He had a fast race car. The 94 wrecking with the 27 of Russo as we are green. The 11 of Egdahl now out front. Pushing Rambler, the 5. He pulls him along. 5 of Stockdale now to the bottom. Hegdahl goes down the block, down the backstretch. The 11 of Eric Hegdahl out front. Scott Stockel in second. The lead car in the outside lane a lap down. Nowhere to go. Can these two team cars, the 54 and the 88, get a run? Through the corner, they've got the run. The 5 sets the block. They tag the 5. The 54 Mueller now back out front as we come across the line for the checkered. Michael Mueller with the win. Dalton Fredericks will come home in second spot. Anthony Hanley in third. A big move out of turn 4 by the team cars, 54 and the 88, to push them around the 5, who did get knocked sideways, but I think he came across the line in 6th. And Eric Hegdahl will end up in 5th. Gary Wells comes home in 4th place after that. An incredible move by those two as we... We'll watch here as they get a big run. Once they get to the 5, they give him a little tap, and he's able to save it. Doesn't kill their momentum, and you can see just how much faster they are. The 20 of Fredericks had a huge run too, and they will go right around. As the 54 of Michael Mueller will win the second duel. Looks like there might be a third race here. I'm not sure what's going on here. See if we can get a word with Mike Mueller. Hey Mike, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hey man, a fantastic finish there. You and the 88 worked so well together coming off turn 4, had a big run, and was able to get it at the line. What were your thoughts on this race tonight?
Oh, it was a great race. I was kind of nervous after watching Duel 1. There was a bunch of cautions Duel 1, so we kind of, if it got hairy, we were going to kind of hang around for a little bit and then go at the end. But Anthony did a great job all night. We worked well together. I mean, we just need to get the runs. I thought with Scott being the lap car, pulling the train to the outside at the end, I didn't know if we were going to have the run or not, and I was just kind of back up to him as best as I could and get the run and side draft. So just great effort by the team. I mean, we put a lot of practice in these setups all week. These guys did awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. You two working well together. You got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, after you're being able to start on the front row next week?
Yeah, sim coaches, definitely for the sponsorship for the car, being on the hood every week. I mean, these guys are awesome. All of my team, Riot Motorsports guys, work hard every week. All my teammates, Mraz, Hanley, and James Thorndike. I mean, we do all this work to prepare for this, and hopefully we can get the big one next week.
Absolutely. Well, good luck next week, and yeah, have a good one out there.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, I've been told that this is a fun run, 20 laps. Not sure how they decided the lineup on this one. Looks like it's like backwards. We'll get a taste of what's going to happen next week. 20 laps. This race doesn't count, just a fun run. Green flag. Cody Bullock will lead us off. Already the wrecking. Caution. We'll see what happened there. Oh, the 16 tags the 1, and a lot of cars go around. Quite a bit of damage to some of those. Those cars will already be out, so. Got 32 cars in this race. Actually, we've got a lot of those have already logged out because this doesn't count, so. Everybody running down that pace car. Looks like their caution laps aren't counting, similar to what we saw last week. We'll see. There's going to be 20 green flag laps, so hopefully we don't see a lot more cautions. Brayton Laster back in the 8th position. find Brayton in. Hey, Brayton, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
I sure do, buddy.
Hey, you're out there running in the fun run, but what were your thoughts about the duels, and what are your chances next week in the big race?
Yeah, I just got my shit packed there in the duel on lap 4. Didn't really have much to do there. I was running 3 wide there on lap 4. I don't know why we were 3 wide on lap 4. I was just Sunday cruising, having a good time behind my good old pal Joe, and next thing I know, I was going through the grass, cut some of it, and then we got clipped, put in the wall, smoked in the right front. I had 8.5 minutes of required repairs, had an ice cream, something to drink, took a pitch. Didn't get a whole lot of good drafts, like pack practice next week pretty sucked. Me and Cody and Benton, something, had a 3-way battle for last place there for a while, so that was fun. But we're out here in the fun run, we're top 10 in the fun run, which doesn't really mean anything, but we're getting good practice for next week. We're going to be starting far in the back. I want to say like 28th, 30th, 32nd, somewhere like that next week in the Daytona 250. Looking forward to it. So I think I'm probably one of few drivers in the league that have actual experience here. So I don't know how much I'll be able to use, but I'm gonna have fun. That's the plan. Just have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your strategy to win this fun run? Who are your teammates out there, and who are you going to be working with?
So typically I bring my friends with me, and half of them are shit-faced, right? Actually, I believe all of them are shit-faced right about now. So I don't really know who I'm going to be able to rely on here. But we're just going to push. The admin said treat it like a fun run, wreck people, spin people, go below the hour line. So we're just going to see what happens. If we make it more than 5 laps this whole race with green flag racing, I'll be amazed, to be honest. But if Cody Bullock wins this race, I might buy him a 10-foot tall trophy. I said that if he wins the Daytona next week, but I think he's got a better shot winning this. But I think he might have had a little bit to drink here. So it's going to be fun to see what he does here. You know, I don't condone drinking and driving, but Irish is a little different for Cody up there, I guess. So.
All right, we're about to go back green, so good luck, Braden.
I'm going to send it.
All right, Braden says he's going to send as we're getting ready to go. Green flag racing. Cody Bullock back out front. Two already backwards, the 72 around. So we made it almost a corner there. Not exactly sure what got him sideways. Oh, he just got up into the 10. Round he went. 10 did his best effort to try and not get too much damage. I think he'll be okay. Bullock coming back around to try and catch that pace car. We'll see if we can get a word with Cody Bullock. Hey Cody, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey man, you're out there leading this race. I know it's just for fun, but we talked to Brayton a minute ago. He said he might have to buy you a big old trophy if you win this race. What do you think?
Yeah, he mentioned some stuff about that. Yeah, it's he told me he's gonna buy me a drink too. You know, so I mean, might have to get it done. I'm starting pretty far back next week, but I got a good strategy with Garrett and James Fox, so should be pretty good. We got a pretty good setup. We were fast tonight, just got caught up in some crappy little stuff, but you know, all together, I think should be pretty good.
We've got Sean Lanham in the chat, and he says that he's a big Bullock fan. He's probably your #1 fan.
Right on, yeah. Shout out to Sean. He He's one of my buddies from back home. Yeah, thanks to him for watching, and hopefully I can go win this thing for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck for the rest of this one, and good luck next week working your way through the field for the big 250.
Appreciate you. Thanks, man.
All right, we're back. Cody Bullock out front. Scott Wise in the 33. We saw him have an incident earlier. He has moved up to second spot. Joe Torres in a Chevrolet with that number 3. We like seeing that. Number 3 always belongs on a Chevrolet. Got a good looking race car, Superior Templating LLC. And Cowder Marsh in 4th. And Brayton Lasser's now up to the 5th spot. He's gained 10 positions to get there. As we are getting ready to go green flag racing, Cody Bullock, our leader. It does appear as though we are counting caution laps, so that's good. Just had a little glitch in the system earlier, evidently. Let's take a ride with Brayton Laster. Outside line moving. Torres may have to push Bullock to try to keep him out front. Scott Wise now to the point. He'll jump to the bottom in front of Bullock. Several cars now in front of Bullock because he's moved all the way back to 5th. The top 4 moved up from the outside line down to the bottom. Now they're out front. Torres now up to the outside line. Bullock losing ground. Caution on the speedway. The 12 goes around. And the 5. Oh, the 12 already around at that point. Five trying to get back onto the track. The 8 jumped in there and sent the 12 around sideways. At that point, the 5 really didn't have anywhere to go. 2 cars, another big incident. And the 5 has a lot of damage. Scott Wise will be our leader. Ben Cowdermarsh has moved up to second. He's up 11 spots. AJ Cruz now up to third. Brandon Browning in 4th. Not seeing really any of those riot cars. I think they all have gone home for the night. Yeah, they did not start this fun run. Bullock has now moved back to the 5th position. Already stacked up. We're having short yellows here. We're gonna be going green with 9 to go. Braden let me know he's about to spin Cody. Let's try and get some green flag racing in here, Braden. Spinning for the win, Brayton. They're right side by side. Keep an eye on them, but out front, Scott Wise. No number on the roof of that 14 car. 75's number's upside down, so. Got some interesting characters out front. Green flag. That outside line not formed up together. One car hard to the inside. Not sure who that was. I think it was Wesley Jeanette. Not sure, but Scott Wise back out front. '75 AJ Cruz with a push. The outside line trying to get it going. They are rocking all over the place back there. The 51 of Cody Bullock now moves to the outside lane. Trying to get that lead back. '51 and oh, major side draft. He spins the leader. And those two will be out of this one. That's major damage. See smoke coming from the 33. Other cars are involved. Just a little over aggressive on the side draft from the 51 of Bullock. See him trying to get right on there as the 33 was about a half a lane up. 51 just comes down, tags him. Other cars spun down the road too. Get a better look at what was happening on down the 8. 14. Oh, the 48 tags the 77. They all go around. So another second crash back here. The 1 nose to nose with the 14. The 52 of Lacey seems to get by pretty unscathed. Go back one more time and watch this from the cockpit of the 52. Everybody just wrecks around him and he goes right on around. We're going to come back. Got Braden Laster still in the chat out there. Texting and driving. We heard earlier he did not condone drinking and driving, and hopefully he does not condone texting and driving, but like he said, iRacing a little bit different. Lights still on the pace truck. Laster looks like he's probably typing as he's driving down below the yellow line, almost through the grass. He's all over the road down there. Here he's now, he's in the grass. Is he going to be able to maintain speed? He's definitely getting some incident points. Brayton. I think Brayton may have hit the incident limit. Yeah, I think Brayton must have hit the incident limit driving down on the grass and eliminated himself, it looks like. That or he hit the old Alt F4. We're going to have 4 to go when we go green. Peyton is offering Brayton 3 dominoes if he wins as he hits the incident limit and gets eliminated. Only if Brayton knew pizza was on the line. Five to go. We've got 6 cars still out there competitive. Oh, he said Mraz DQ'd him. Well, what a shame. With only 6 cars left. That was our entertainment, Brayton. You just lost out on pizza. All right, AJ Cruz out front. I think I'm rooting for the number 3 of Joe Torres out there. Lacey's still out there. He's very competitive. Green flag. Cruz with a good restart. And the 33 timed that perfect. Drives around the entire field. After being involved in that last incident, the 33 of Scott Wise timed that restart perfect. And had a head of steam. Didn't slow down, but now this pack gonna catch him quick because they're all in the draft. Let's see if he throws a block. No, they'll go around the outside. He'll drop back to the back, but an impressive move. Very Kyle Busch-esque back in the day. He did that one time. Joe Torres there now in 4th spot. He's going to work with the 8. The 8 a little all over the road. Simon Grills. Cruz up the block. Grills goes to the bottom. Leaves Torres up there by himself. Fredericks now jumps behind Torres. Can they make a move on the outside? 3 cars in the outside lane. 4 in the bottom. We know Fredericks is a good pusher. There he goes. Fredericks tandeming on the outside with Torres, trying to push Torres around the bottom lane. The 8 gets to 75 sideways. They're now 3 wide for the lead, coming across the stripe with 2 to go. And there they go around everyone, Rex, but Torres. Torres, the only car still running. As everyone else back through the grass. Oh, the 8 just jumped it there. Fredericks around. We'll take a look one more time at this one. 27 and the 8 tag each other, then the 27 up to the 75, and everyone goes around. I think the 52 may have also gotten through this one unscathed. We'll see. The 33 gets by. Everyone's crashing. He is locked it up right there. And just little tag from the 33. I think he'll be fine. Looks like it's going to be one-on-one. Not sure how well, how much damage that Fredericks got out of that. A little bit. Yeah, quite a bit. We'll see. We're going to have a green-white checker with only 5 cars still running. The 9 will get the free pass. He'll now be 1 lap down. Nobody in this lead group will pit. I think I would have come in and got as much damage fixed as I could. Set of tires. Had some sort of an advantage. With only 4 cars, it's going to be difficult to pass. 2 teams up here. We've got 2 Fords and 2 Chevrolets. We can guarantee a Toyota's not going to win this race. Do they go with the manufacturer? The 8 has got damage. The 20's got damage. I mean, I really think it's going to come down to the 3 and the 52. Are the only 2 cars that really have a shot. And at that point, you know, whoever's in the back's going to get a big run and going to have an opportunity to win. Might be a single file restart here. Lights are off on the pace car. The 27 Russo's on the lead lap. The 9's on the lead lap, but they are almost a full lap down, at least over a half a lap. Green flag, Torres will lead us off. Once somebody moves out from behind Torres, he's going to drop like a rock, most likely, if 2 or more jump out. All 3 looked like they were going to jump out. I think the 20's got too much damage. There goes Lacey to the outside. Grills with a push. They're going to get a run. White flag. Torres up the block. 52 with a crossover. Torres with an incredible block. Slows the 52 momentum. Will he be able to get another run? Torres smart to jump up with the 8. Not give the 52 another opportunity. Oh, the 52 and the 8 go around sideways. It's now going to come down. Can the 52 push Dalton Fredericks back up here? I don't think they're going to get together. Dalton Fredericks, though, with a big run down the backstretch. Torres with a block to the top lane. Frederick's run stalls out. Frederick's to the bottom, and Joe Torres going to win the fun run after the duels. That was my pick to win, number 3, Joe Torres. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to these duels. We'll catch you at the Daytona 250. Good job to Joe Torres for winning this fun run. And we'll catch you all on the next one next week. Daytona Fueled Up 250.